Good morning, student. Today I am going to discuss the first chapter of civics, which is the Constitution of India. In this chapter, we will discuss what's the meaning of Constitution and when it came into force and how it framed and what's the main objective of our constitution. So let's start with the meaning of constitution. Constitution is the fundamental legal document that contains the rule according to which the government of a country functions. Means a constitution is a set of rules according to which the government governs a country. It provides rules and regulation. Now the next point is making of our constitution, how it was made. When India gained independence from the British in 1947, it was urgent to lay down the rules and regulations that would govern our independent nation. So it was an urgent need to make rules and regulation to govern the country. So in this way, a constituent assembly was formed to make constitution. The Constitution Assembly duly opened on Monday, 9th of December 1946 at 11 a.m. So, for the purpose of making constitution, the Constituent Assembly was first opened on 9th of December 1946, and its prominent members were Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dr. Ambedkar, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, etc. These are all prominent members of our Constituent Assembly. Framing of the Constitution. The Constituent Assembly has various committees like Union Powers Committee, Committee on Minorities, Committee on Fundamental Rights, etc. But the most important committee was Drafting Committee, which was appointed on 29 August 1947, and there are 6 members in this committee, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of this committee, who is also known as Father of the Constitution. The main purpose of the drafting committee was to scrutinize the draft of the Constitution of India. So the main purpose of this committee was to examine all the rules and regulation which was made in other committees, and and the aim was of this committee to make draft of our constitution. So after 2 years, 11 months and 18 days, our constitution was ready on 26 November 1949. But it came into force on 26 January 1950, which is celebrated as Republic Day of India. Our constitution was prepared on 26 November 1949, but it doesn't came force on that day, but it came on force on 26 January 1950, which is our Republic Day. After the adoption of the constitution, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the first president of independent India. So the next point is the preamble to the constitution. So the first point is what's the meaning of preamble. So the introduction of the constitution is called preamble. Means preamble literally means the preface or the introduction of any book. So our constitution has the introduction, which is known as preamble. Here see, this is the first page of our constitution, which is known as preamble. Preamble begins with the word "we the people of India." Means preamble describes that its goal for the people of India. Preamble has many qualities, like this is the entire summary of our constitution. It summarizes what's written inside that heavy book. It says that India has sovereign power, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and it's secure to all the citizens justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. So Justice Hidayatullah says that preamble was the very soul of the constitution, eternal and unalterable. These words are telling what's the basic philosophy of the constitution in minimum words. So this is the beauty of the constitution. Now coming to the next point, basic elements of the preamble means what our preamble told, that these are 5 basic elements, that is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. These 5 words describe the types of politics that India have. First one is sovereign. Sovereign means superiority, supreme. The preamble to our constitution clearly declares India a sovereign state, means India is free from the control of any other country. It could make or unmake any decision with respect to itself without any interference from outside. It is completely free. Socialist. The word socialist means free from all forms of exploitation, social, economic and political. Means it refers to equality. It means that all people are equal no matter which religion they follow and whether they are rich or poor. And the third point is secular. Under a secular state, all citizens are to be treated alike and not discriminated against on account of their religion. Means secular means India has no state religion, means all the people of India are free to follow the religion or beliefs of their choice. There is no foundation that you have to follow this particular religion. So it is a secular state. Democratic. Democratic means relating to democracy and its principles. Its basic philosophy says that the sovereign power resides in the people, means that people have the right to choose their representative to form the government. Means people choose who will be our government. So it's the power of Indian people. Republic. The concept of republic clearly says that it is a state in which supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives. Means the head of the state is elected by the people for a fixed tenure. You may take an example that like the president of India is elected as the head of the country for a term of 5 years. Now, objective of the constitution. So means what our constitution provides us. It provides us justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, dignity of the individual, unity and integrity of the nation. So first one, what is justice? Preamble clearly emphasizes that every citizen has to get justice, and the Constitution of India demands that people should have justice. And their justice has 3 types: social justice, economic justice and political justice. Social justice means strongly suggests that all citizens should be treated equally irrespective of their birth, caste, race, color, religion, sex, etc. Means there is no discrimination whether they are rich, poor, men, women, all are equal. Economic justice implies that effort should be made to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. There should be no discrimination on the basis of rich and poor. All people should get economically justice. Political justice means that all citizens should have the right to participate in the political process equally irrespective of their race, caste, creed, religion or birth or place. Means there should be no discrimination that only a particular person could participate in political. Means otherwise all the citizens have right to take participation in political process. Second point is liberty. Means our constitution provides liberty of thought, liberty of expression, liberty of liberty to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. Means it gives us liberty of thought. Means it provides us liberty, and it doesn't bound us that we can't express our thought. We have right to express our thought. We have right to reside anywhere in the whole country. We are not bound. We are not bound to follow any particular thing. Equality. The preamble provides for the equality of status and opportunity. Means our constitution provides equality to every citizen. All citizens are equal before law and enjoy equal protection of the laws, whether they are rich or poor, whether they are men or women, whether they belong to anywhere in the India. So it provides that every citizen will get what they need. Fraternity means brotherhood. Means all Indians should live like brother and sister, and we should not have any discrimination that this person is not of our level. All are equal and all are brother and sister. Dignity of the individual. The preamble seeks to protect the dignity of the individual. It says that untouchability is abolished and its practice in any form is forbidden. Unity and integrity of the nation. Means we should live keeping India united and unharmed. We all live together, and that's the unity of our India. Means people live wherever in India, but we all are Indian. So that's the unity in diversity, and we should maintain it. And this is what our constitution demands from us, that we should maintain this unity and integrity of our nation. So the chapter is completed. Thank you.